The process and wait for it was more like I heard the beat first, and I said this in another interview. Whenever I listen to an instrumental or I listen to the beat, I have a completely blank mind. I just want to know if I like it or not. Once I figure out if I like it, I go in there, I lay a whole bunch of melodies. 9 times out of 10, within the melodies that I drop, I might say like a line that stems the idea and the theme that I want to go to for the song. So I think in that song, I don't remember exactly what it is that I said, but once I heard that line, I'm like, okay, this is the direction we're going for. And I'm like, this has to be, because what I'm talking about in the reference, it has to be straightforward. I want to surprise the ear. I want to shock the ear. And we formatted it. We picked all the best melodies. We sat down and they're like, so how you want to talk about it? I'm like, bro, straightforward. I'm not skipping nothing. I want them to know exactly what I'm talking about. I think a few days before that, I was probably like in a situation where I'm telling a woman like, yo, when I get back in town, because I'm always bouncing back and forth from Florida to LA. So when I get back in town, you better be ready. It's time to do all the stuff we was talking about. And I just talked about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a specific person that I'm like, okay, I'm going in there and I got to talk about this. I don't ever force concepts. So once I heard it, I'm like, okay, this is what we talking about. This will be easy because this is not the first time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in that situation. So that's kind of just how it started. It was more just having fun with it too. We were just like playing around with words and just having fun. In terms of the production, I'm not super involved in it. I don't like to like control, so to speak, like another creative person's mind. But if I do hear something in terms of the formatting, I'll be like, yo, what if you put a filter on this? And so I could start it off like this, or no, I want to start it off with the verse and then we lead into the hook. So for me, it's more of like formatting than like telling them to use a specific sound. So that definitely helps like the vibe of the record because they're going based off of what I'm gonna lyrically bring or melodically bring to the table. But I don't produce myself though. That is something that I'm interested in getting into though. I do want to learn the steps and the process of that. I don't think it'll be too difficult, but we'll see. I think people can expect a roller coaster of emotions on this album, starting from like I think that's why I kind of warmed them up with the Wait For It and the 1942, because like at that time when I recorded those records, that's where I was. I'm just having fun. There's really no woman on my mind. There's no emotions going on through my mind. And then throughout the project, you start to, okay, I meet a woman. I start, you know what I'm saying, the feelings start progressing. I mess up. I go back to, you know what I'm saying, the Wait For It and the 1942, so to speak, kind of dog mode. And then I'm like, no, it's not even really what I want. So let me try to figure it out and at least put in that effort to see what could happen with this person. So it's just like a roller coaster of emotions that like I don't even know I don't know how the project would end. I think it'll just end where I'm currently feeling whenever I record the last song. So it's gonna be interesting to find out. I'm just like as curious as y'all. Yeah, no, it's definitely still being written. I feel like when it's done, you'll know. Like we have enough records now to, you know what I'm saying, probably close it out. But I just feel like currently where I'm at, there's just a lot of stuff going on that I got to get off my chest, and then we'll see. We'll know when it's the perfect time to just wrap it up. Definitely before the end of the year, though. For me, like you said, it wasn't with like I didn't have intent to make it that way. I literally just, like I said, I don't even go in a session already thinking about what I'm gonna talk about. So it's like throughout the process, like maybe once we got like halfway through the project, me and my manager talk every day about it. So we just had like a conversation and it was like, yeah, you're telling a story, right? I'm like, huh? He's like, okay, so this is how I hear it. I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And it is a story. So let's, you know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna create as if I'm not telling a story because I don't want to get stuck in that mind frame. But I also see how everything connects and leads into each other. So yeah, you're definitely right. You're definitely right. The album is called Gemini. Um, and a memorable studio moment. I think I would say like, and this is nothing crazy, but I think I would say so. This might have been like a few weeks ago. We had 2 sessions back to back. Both of them were terrible. Like we didn't have no direction of where we wanted to go. We were like trying to target a specific sound, and we got stuck in that. And one of the people that I live with, he was like, "Yeah, I think you should go in this direction and maybe sample a record, even if you don't use the sample. Maybe that'll get some creative juices flowing." So we got in there, and I honestly think we probably have recorded what may be the best song on the album after 2 terrible sessions, just off of going off of the sample that my roommate like offered, and then we just all felt super good about it. Like this is gonna be a big one, if not the biggest one on the project. So that was memorable to me.